Hey guys, what's up? It's Dave. Gonna go through the weekly analysis for the market. Had a pretty decent week this week overall. Let me change this to the weekly chart. I'm gonna say it right now. I don't, none of these charts look bearish to me. That's certainly so. I already organized this on the weekly close. So whoever's closing in the 5-day range up on top, here we have that in line basically here. So I'll start with SPY per usual. Just looking at that, we're kind of near all-time highs, right? And we're closing up above, closing close to, I don't know if that's technically an all-time high, 609.70. It could be, I don't know off the top of my head. This doesn't tell me. However, if it's not, it's right freaking there, right? So it's looking pretty good. The memo for the past like 3 weeks prior to last week was dip buying, right? So with a huge engulfing bullish candle this week of the 13th of January, followed by 3 weeks of gapping down, then doing nothing but get bought up. Gap down, bought up, gap down, bought up. And now we are closing above last week's high, that is. And this kind of looks like a flag on the weekly to me. That's what it kind of looks like. So we are still respecting this uptrend line right here. I deleted the wrong one. But, we can do a little something like that. Trending upwards. We can maybe even do a little channel here, but either way. We are consolidating, staying tight at all-time highs. That does not look bearish to me. Same thing with the Qs. This looks like an all-time high close. So this indeed does not look bearish to me at all. It was holding these prior highs here. Retest couldn't break this 499 low, somewhere around there. And now we're pushing higher. Looking at, let's see, the Dow. Extend that a little bit. Still kind of flagging inside week from last week, but it held last week's low inside week. Looking for a break higher following next week. IWM, this has been choppy overall. Inside week this week, respecting this. This is, well, let me draw this out. Let's see if this is, we can do a little something like that. Kind of respecting that uptrend line. All right. Not near all-time highs, but it is setting a higher low versus these here. It undercut this 214, and now it closed back in range, tagged the opposite side. It's looking like it wants higher. And then last but not least, for overall ETFs, RSP, the equally weighted S&P 500, broke the downtrend line. Nice bullish engulfing 5 weeks ago. Not necessarily close to an inside week, but it looks like this week broke the highs of last week overall. But just indecision doji. There are buyers and sellers here. We have couple increases of volume over the past 2-3 weeks or so. And so, the market is, I don't know. To me, this looks like a nice push off of a retest of prior highs. And now it's flagging, consolidating, and this looks higher to me. Who knows? Maybe I'll be biting my tongue here, but either way, XLC breaking a new all-time highs. XLK looking good. You can't really, I don't know if you can have a bull market without tech, but that looks nice. Consolidating. Look how many times this has tapped this 242 level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks now. 6 times testing that level. The more times you test a level, the weaker it gets, right? Theoretically at least. And so once it breaks that, this is a nice consolidation here. Multi-week, multi-month. We've just been chopping sideways basically since, I don't know, October, November. So if this breaks, we could get a potential nice trend here. UNG, close strong, been watching this. Nice push off, flag down, set a higher low versus here, and then had a nice week last week. Maybe we start to get a trend line up this way. Maybe we can break this level higher and then come back for a retest. And if you guys want to trade UNG, I don't know, maybe a retest of that $20 level could be a decent look. I don't trade these, but I just look at this to give me a decent look. Look at this. Large push, flag, and then continuation higher on XLB here. So it's back in this range. I would say opposite end range is 93.10, $93. That would be target in XLB. XLU is just kind of chopping, consolidating, created a higher low versus this bar here. Look, a little shakeout, okay? Shakeout, pushed higher, came back into this range here, and now it's moving back out. So XLU looks like it wants up. XLRE, I don't know. This kind of looks like a bit bear flag, but not super clean. I like this bullish engulfing consolidation sideways. This looks higher. This just has to clear. This is a lot of supply overhead here, or potential supply, I should say, overhead. So I would want it to kind of get to this 43, 44 level, come back and hold the 42, except within this range, kind of clear that out, get all the sellers that are going to sell out and gone, and then maybe it can head higher. XLF. Financials, from my understanding, they were looking pretty good. Yeah, inside week last week, a nice bottoming tail. Prior week kind of ran the stops of the week of the 27th of January, high and low. Now we had an inside week, nice bottoming tail. Trend lines are up near the highs. That looks like it wants to break higher. So financials are looking pretty good, as they have remained looking good. Financials and XLC. XLP, still kind of in a downtrend. Lower highs and lower lows are being made, so we'll see what that wants to resolve to. Not super interested in consumer discretionary. I'm sorry, not consumer staples. Consumer discretionary, XLI next. This kind of looks like it's flagging. So it broke that downtrend line. This could be like a downtrend line break and retest, creating a higher low versus this 218. This looks pretty decent to continue higher, in my opinion. None of this is financial advice, by the way. XLI, looking at that, looks like it's setting a higher low, right? Not necessarily inside week. It looks like this week broke the highs of last week, potentially. But it certainly wasn't able to run the lows of last week. So maybe this 135.40, whatever that price is there, would be a decent stop if I were trading this. Nice large push, couple selling, flag to the 20 EMA, and pushing higher. So XLI, it does look higher, just has some levels it needs to clear out, but it did hold the retest of here. XLE energy. I don't trade energy a lot. I still have no interest in energy until I think this might just be the nature of energy. I don't know. It's just been chopping sideways quite a bit. I don't know what this line is. I don't know if that's reloading oddly or what, but I'm going to delete it because that's more of the level that I'd be interested in. Make it a little thicker. Areas, right? Areas, not specific prices. So ascending triangle, maybe undercut. It looks like it undercut this low here. Failed to move lower, especially on a 1, 2, 3, 4 week sell off back in December. Strong push, a little sell off, created a higher low. Maybe this wants to finally push out of this like ascending triangle. But until then, I'm not super interested in energy names myself. Gold, I know, has been strong. Gold's been very strong. It broke out at these highs. Maybe we get a nice little pullback over the next week, maybe 2, possibly 3, 4 weeks. Holds this 255, 257 level and wants to rotate back up. This looks nice. So it kind of looks like this, right? If you look here, nice little cup, little base, broke out, came, little pulled back, and then ran higher. So we get a nice base, breakout, maybe get a pullback, and we run higher. Higher highs and higher lows are being created in gold. It looks good. XLV, so GLD, solid. Still kind of downtrending. Maybe, so over the past few weeks, it has had a strong push off. We finally got some selling last week. Maybe we get some selling down to, let's say 142. Holds the 142, and I'm just saying that because that's the area of these prior highs here. So just a level of interest. for me. Maybe it pulls back, holds that, sets a higher low versus this 136 level and continues on higher, and maybe it'll break that. Maybe we get higher, then pull back, it tests this downtrend line and then continues higher. I don't know. But either way, XLF, XLC, XLY, and gold all look pretty solid. But, you know, the general market looks good to me. A nice push off. This is RSP. Nice push off the retest of the prior highs. Flags kind of looking like a bull flag, and then pushing higher. Potentially. I'm not calling anything, but this is, you know, just potential scenarios. Or it could just break down and collapse, and, you know, all the perma bears win. I don't know. I don't care. I'll trade either way. I am not a long only trader. I am a long or short. I want to make money no matter what the market's doing. So I really don't care, to be honest with you. China, a lot of people have been talking about China. Looking at it, it looks like it continues to try and break out of this phase 1 base here. It just cannot get over. Look at the 200 weekly MA. Acted as supply there, but now it closed over it. That's the first time it closed over that since the week of July 12th, 2021. Otherwise, all these closes are below that pink line. That's 200 SMA weekly. So, you know, maybe position is most likely been built down here for the past 2 years or so. 3 years? Yeah, 3/14/22. Coming up on 3 years. 3-year base in China names. Maybe this starts trending upwards, which would be ideal. I know a lot of people are holding China names, and I hope you guys make a lot of money. I don't typically trade China, another China large cap ETF. You know, I held a couple of names, like Baba, Baidu, JD, and I sold like on the pull around here. I sold around here a few weeks ago, a couple months ago, once it gave away this like 31 low or something like that. I lost interest in them, and then I just simply never got back in. But honestly, they look pretty good. Let's see, EEM, what is it? Oh, emerging markets. Down trend line, nice push off, kind of like a down trend line break and retest here. EEM looks pretty solid. So what? KWEB, FXI, EEM, so emerging markets. Maybe you want to turn your attention to them. Semiconductors, can they finally get going? Maybe, but they're just stuck in this range still. Same thing with stocks here, another semiconductor. I forget the difference between these two. I knew like 3 weeks ago, then I forgot. IAI, I was saying this was interesting last week, and I'm going to continue to say that. It looks interesting still. Nice bottoming tail. We had some selling last week, and it got bought up. This looks like it wants higher to me. Lithium LIT looks like it's trying to turn around. It's pushing off this little, you know, educated guess trend line that I made here. I set it here a couple weeks ago just to see if it would respect it. It still has a downtrend that it needs to break. This offloaded a little bit. But it looks like it is indeed trying to do that. So LIT looks interesting, like it might be wanting to turn around. I think Tesla is one of the larger holders in this ETF. So if that can get going, that would be nice. IHI, medical devices. I don't know if, I didn't really look into this ETF. I don't know if there's like a lot of AI healthcare things in this, potentially. Although that is that's a hot theme at the moment too. So look, it held this 63-ish level, and I would say we have an inside week last week, a couple of weeks of top and tails prior 2 weeks before last week. I don't know. I'd say it kind of looks like it wants to go test this area, 66, 67-ish, somewhere around there, 66 to 68. Looks interesting. TLT, treasury bonds. Does that look for it? I don't know what to make of that. This kind of looks like a inverse head and shoulders. And maybe it's holding and testing the neckline here, something like that. I mean, it definitely made a higher high, right? And now we are getting a higher low versus this guy. It doesn't really look like it's respecting a significant trend line. That one failed, broke through. Now it's retesting that one. So maybe that just falls apart and creates a little lower low versus this. I don't know. Or maybe that's going to be the trend line for now. It's not the best angle, but oh well. RSP did XHB. What is that? Home builders. Kind of retesting. Not super interested, to be honest with you. TAN, this just continues to bleed. It's kind of consolidating over the past few weeks. Looks like it might be finding and holding a bid down here. That 33 to 32 level. It looks like it needs to get some work done and chop sideways a little bit though. XRT, let's see, let me get this over with here. PBW, XBI, a lot of people talk about XBI, Biodex. That is just messy. IWM silver, let's take a look at silver. Silver looks nice, created a higher low here. Trying to hold this 29.50 level, hard to do for it so far. KIE insurance, nice inside week. It looks like an inside week with a bottoming tail, lower volume selling. So this looks like it wants higher too. Insurance names I think look pretty good. One name that popped in my head. Let me look at LMD real quick, see what that's doing. Oh yeah, look at that. I was in this a while ago, then got stopped out. It was like around here. Once I broke that low, I got out. But yeah, had a nice push off. This could be, yeah, that's a nice little, what's that, Morningstar? Or no, that's up here. I forget what that's called real quick. Either way, that's a nice reversal pattern. So break of Thursday's high could lead to continuation. This definitely looks like it wants to turn around though. So I would take a look at Jets names. I'm sorry, insurance names. Now let's take a look at Jets. This is kind of consolidating. This isn't really doing much. We got a couple of bottoming tails here. Come back, please. So, at this 25 level, looks interesting. Oh yeah, look, I'd even measure that out right at those prior highs, right? And so maybe this continues to chop. That is a daily. I didn't switch back to my weekly, sorry. Either way, still consolidating, right? You see that. So maybe, inside week got a bottoming tail. Maybe it starts turning up. Kind of looks like it needs more work, but who knows? I don't. Right. I don't know if there's anything else really. Yeah, so overall, market looks good overall, in my opinion. I really like measuring RSP. And then even like with the, I think the larger names got hit a little bit this week. Let me do this. I'm gonna go to my watch lists real quick that I have made. Let that load up. If we go to I have a watch list made with the heavier, like weighted names. Here's all my main, like, theme names that I like to look at. Where did I put them? S&P heavyweights. This makes up 40%. These names make up 40% of the S&P. So if we go and look at Apple, I think Apple did actually really well this week. Let me make that a little bit larger. Apple had a solid week. I think a few names got hit. If I remember correctly, Apple had a solid week. Let's see, Amazon kind of had, inside week. Not a crazy move. So that wasn't the best. Opgo, what'd that do? I had an up week, that's good. Berkshire Hathaway had an up week. Google, down week. JPM, up week. So some of the larger tech names, let me look at LLY. Meta, I think Meta forgot how to go down. It's been up huge the past few. So this is over. These names make 50%, 56% of the NASDAQ 100, and I made this list off of the names that are 2% or higher. So I made that weight 2%, cut off weight 2%. I don't know the rest of these. Netflix, I'm just running in Netflix. Apple. All right, maybe I'm wrong. I thought some of the the heavier weighted names were getting some selling this past week, but it actually doesn't really look like that. Maybe I read something. Maybe it's in the beginning of the week before everything got bought up. I was reading something on Tesla. Nice bottom tail, higher volume. This looks like it's trying to turn around. Ideally it is. I'm a long-term investor. I'm actually a long-term investor in Tesla. This is like the only name that I'm married to be honest with you. MSFT. Okay. I was reading something where people were like, oh, bigger names, larger names, tech names are getting smacked down in the S&P 500 and the Qs. While I'm looking at the chart, I'm like, wait a minute. RSP's up, SPY's up, right? So why, it goes into the rotations of other names other than the heavy weighted stocks. And to me, that is a healthy market. I don't know if there's red flags, but I don't know everything. All right, guys. Hopefully that's helpful. Thanks for your time. If you like these, share, like, reply, talk to me, give me your ideas. I like collaborating with others. I enjoy doing this stuff. If you guys are interested in TradeIdeas, you can get 15% off with DCOB, the promo code DCOB. Go on my Twitter account. Look at that. I'm pretty sure it's at the base of this video as well. Thanks for your time. Later. Have a good one and manage your risk. Stay safe.